morning from the Trump team that we were going to see some of these executive orders, as we see some lawmakers here, Senator Chuck Schumer now departing. You can see that hat, of course, Katrina, it is still very cold. You will know because
Donald Trump slowly cut it to pieces.
Well, I mean, let me just start by saying I thought that Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota, really sent a message to Donald Trump as well by talking about an orderly transfer of power, faith in democracy, and, you know, on America that...
Two big themes throughout the speech. The first is that Trump wants to solve the nation's problems: inflation, an open border, reestablishing sovereignty, drilling here so energy prices go down, making it...
Wanted and hoped for that he'll be able to do some through executive order, some will require legislation. But I go back to what he said at one point, where he said the inflation crisis was caused by massive overspending and escalating energy prices. If there's a mandate for Donald Trump, it's on that and on immigration. Anything else, whether it's renaming things or the Panama Canal or what have
You start us off, this really, it kind of was like a continuation of his last campaign speech.
It was, and it was also sort of a State of the Union speech, especially since it happened inside the Capitol. We heard a laundry list.
Quite a speech.
It was, and Carrie Underwood going a cappella when the music wasn't quite ready to go with her, but it was a beautiful moment because it got everybody else in the audience. She said too, okay, if you know the words, sing with me. And a beautiful moment of everybody singing together, America the Beautiful. This ceremony has been, as you said, John, very high on sort of pomp and circumstance. We heard from President Trump his remarks, a phrase we've heard used quite a bit in recent days, a golden age, that America is going back to this golden era, golden age, where there will be optimism. He talked with a hopeful message today. It stands to me very much in contrast to the 2016-2017 inaugural address he gave that was criticized for being very dark, speaking of American carnage. A very different tone today.
I mean, this read kind of like an inspirational speech as well as a campaign speech, as he methodically took a sledgehammer to Joe Biden's agenda and policies, while Joe Biden had to sit there and listen to the whole thing. We've got a lot to digest with the panel, but first of all, we should mention something that happened just before the ceremony took place that we didn't get a chance to tell you about, because the ceremony began, we didn't want to interrupt it. But literally on his way out of the door of the White House, Joe Biden issued pardons, and these were preemptive pardons for every member of his family who might be caught up in some sort of congressional investigation going forward. James, Sarah, Valerie Biden Owens, John T. Owens, and Francis Biden all received preemptive presidential pardons. So even if Congress were to launch an investigation into the Biden family and its business dealings, nothing could ever come of it legally, because those pardons are now in place. So he's pardoned literally every member of his family, beginning with Hunter, and then to his brother and his siblings.
And for things that are not yet charged or may never be charged. But John, when you think about this, you think about the House Oversight Chair, Congressman Comer, just days ago had sent communications to Pam Bondi, the woman who's been